don't have huge amounts of brand loyalty, but what brand loyalty I do have is generally given over to Dr. Martens. I love Dr. Martens. I've been wearing Doc Martens boots, 8-hole 1460s, since I was 18 years old. And Rachel, if you're watching, thank you very much for that Christmas present. But in recent years, the quality of them hasn't been quite so good. Some of them have been, uncomfortable. Some of them have torn. Some of them have fallen apart a little bit early. And so this year, I decided I'm going to spend some real money on getting some proper Doc Martens. And what I did was bought some Docs for Life. That's them. They are brilliant, quite frankly. They are really nice. Let me tell you a little bit about my Doc Marten history. Yeah, so let me just take these off. So, once upon a time, I just wore, rubbish shoes. They would be high-tech trainers or plimsolls or beetle crushers, as they were pleasantly called back when I was a school kid. And yeah, they weren't good shoes. They really weren't. And my girlfriend at the time bemoaned my lack of coolness. Because I was an alright guy, but Doc Martens, they were the cool shoes for people to wear, and they needed to be battered, and they needed to have been dragged behind cars and washed in petrol and all the rest of that. So for my 18th birthday, she bought me a pair of black 8-hole 1460s, which were amazing. I put them on, and it felt like I'd come home. They were beautiful shoes, and I wore those until they died about 5 years later. And then I needed to buy another pair, so I did. And I bought another pair, and I got a pair of ones with rainbow stitching, and I got 2 pairs of nice cream-coloured ones. They were lovely. I got those from Camden Market. And then about 7 years ago, I started wearing red Docs, the cherries, just purely out of laziness, because they went with everything that was in my wardrobe. They went with the black jeans, and they went with the cream trousers, and they went with shorts, and it didn't look like I was a total fashion disaster by wearing them. I am a total fashion disaster, it should be pointed out, but at least I try and make the effort not to be. So when I got my second pair of cherries, they got battered very, very quickly. This little bit over the ankle started going quite quickly, and I wore them through in about 26 months, which for me in Doc Martens is not very long at all. Especially as by now I was wearing them in between other shoes. I was wearing hiking trainers because I was going out walking a lot more and doing a lot more exercise. So this kind of miffed me a little bit. I came to the conclusion that basically Doc's quality wasn't quite as good as it used to be. Just before Christmas, I came across Docs for Life. I'd never heard of them before. The guy in the shop was telling me about them, and I immediately said, well, I need a pair of those, clearly. And in the end, the guy said, well, I'm terribly sorry, but there's been a rush on them, and we're all out of stock of these. Come and see us in January. So I did. I came back in January and picked up these. They're Oxblood, they're 1460s, again, they're 8-hole, brass riveted, nice thick soles, very soft leather. Very nice indeed. Cost about half again as much as a normal pair of Doc Martens if you're buying them from the DM shop, maybe twice as much if you're buying them from some place online or whatever. And I put them on, and it was like that first experience when I got my first pair of Doc Martens. I was able to put them on, and it felt like I was wearing gloves on my feet. And it was amazing. It was an epiphany. It was like coming home. Yeah, it was like coming home. So, my brand loyalty is entirely embedded in these things that I put on my feet, which I am very attached to. I really do like good Doc Martens. They're what my feet know, and as anybody knows, having comfortable shoes is far more important than looking good. At least when you get to my age, they're more important than looking good.